What's up, guys? I'm going to tell you 3 things to help you decide whether you should watch The Orville or not.
It's not that hard.
Hey guys, welcome to Watching Sundays, where we keep it fun, casual, and sometimes nerdy. For those of you who are catching us...
Hey guys, we just watched episode 4 of The Orville, and there's a lot of new things to talk about, and apparently this guy has 3 things that'll help you determine whether you're going to watch it or not. I don't think it's that hard, but you know what, if you have those 3 things, if you have it, just go for it.
Here we go. Number 1. If you happen to find yourself getting up and going to the kitchen, putting some food in the microwave, or grabbing a drink, you sit back down on the couch, and you don't even press rewind to watch where you're at in the episode, one reason to not watch. Number 2. If you happen to pick up your phone, texting your best friend, or checking out your social media, Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat, whatever you're into, and you do that more than a couple times during the episode without even blinking an eye, and you put your phone down and you just watch wherever the episode is at, that is another reason why this show might not be for you, because you're not very much invested into the story. Number 3, if you happen to be watching this show on DVR and you don't even happen to skip the commercials, that's another reason why this show might not be for you. But something happened to me during episode 4.
I'm interested.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready with my rebuttal,
Okay.
but I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this.
Okay, well, I had a bad feeling as soon as they opened with Bortus and Clyden having a marital spat. But something happened when Clyden decides to put on something that would make him feel better. And you know what that is?
Comfort food, Sound of Music.
I am 16, going on 17. I know that I'm naive. You wanna harmonize with me?
No. I'll leave it all up to you.
That really took me down memory lane. And, you know, when we were growing up, watching The Sound of Music, Newsies, Phantom of the Opera for me, as soon as that happened, I was just transported into this world where I suddenly became invested on the show.
That was the time, huh?
Well, I mean, it took 4 episodes, right? You know, as soon as that happened, I was just fully in on the episode, just because it brought back some memories and it made me feel really good about where this episode was going, and then I was interested in what was happening next. Anyway, the rest of the episode was amazing, and it's probably my favorite episode so far. And I still stand by the pilot, which really sucked, but I'm really glad that you wanted to cover this show, because I'm one of those people that probably got caught up in the critics and didn't give the show a chance after watching just only 1 episode. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to even watch more than 1 episode of this show, and it took me 4 episodes to actually get to a point where this show is great. And I totally agree with you. We need shows like this. Sit back, relax, watch it, enjoy it for what it is, because it's it's like Firefly.
Yes, and I was going to go straight into that point. This is definitely another case of Firefly. Not in the fact that Orville is another Firefly. It's that it's another case of the critics not understanding the show. And so we have a whole bunch of critics that are panning the show and trying to get it canceled for some reason, and we're trying to get it to be on Firefly terms where it just gets canceled after 1 season. And then we just have the fans who absolutely love and adore the show and just understand it for what it is. The humor is not very understandable to a lot of people, but to those who do understand the humor, it's very fulfilling. And so, yeah, we have another case of Firefly. The critics hate it, the fans love it, and I loved it from the beginning, although, yeah, I will agree with you, the pilot was kind of a misstep. I enjoyed the pilot. I don't think it sucked, but it's definitely one of their lesser episodes, to say the least.
Yep.
Episode 4 brought it into a new height. We got Liam Neeson. We got Taken.
Liam Neeson.
You know,
I
think Seth MacFarlane is calling in all of his favors right now from A Million Ways to Die in the West. We've got Liam Neeson. We've got the guy from...
He was in Lost. He was in Lost. He was one of the bad guys in Lost, and you're talking about the bad guy for episode 4, right?
Yes.
I don't remember his name, but he's been around for a while.
Hamlet.
And he's great, and I was really glad to see him. Liam Neeson, as you said.
Yeah.
This episode was great. It had everything for me. It had depth. It had mystery. I was actually concerned about Alara, whether she was gonna die or not.
I knew she was gonna pull through. She's my
yeah,
girl.
I mean, this is the type of show that isn't going to be killing people off.
You know, you might be surprised, to be honest. You know, again, we don't know what this show is still, but it's still enjoyable. We don't know if it's going to hit that mark of you know, Game of Thrones style, where it's just going to heartlessly take away your favorite character, or if it's just going to be lighthearted in nature the whole time through. But you know,
I do feel like I threw a curveball at you. You were ready for your rebuttal, and then all of a sudden, ooh.
I was pleasantly surprised. I still do have a rebuttal, because for all of those points about not wanting to be invested and not skipping the commercials and being always on your phone, guys, be in the moment. Put down the freaking phone, okay? Just watch something. When the commercials come on, then check your shit. This is a pet peeve of mine all the time when I'm watching Netflix or watching a movie with someone and they're like constantly on their phone. I'm like, are you even watching? Are you going to comprehend this episode? Because then that turns into people who don't understand what they're watching, and they're like, what happened? And so,
well, you know what? I was one of those. You know, those 3 reasons I threw out there, because I did those. But the magic thing happened, and for episode 4, I just ended up rewinding and skipping the commercials, and I couldn't wait to get to the next parts.
And so episode 4 hit on another topical type of conflict and issue that's very prevalent in society today, and that's the separation of state and church, where these people just were embroiled in this religion of this creator, Doral. Mm-hmm. And you know,
and they've been living in this vessel for like centuries or decades.
Centuries, I believe. And you know what? It's very relatable. We live in a world today where, you know, people believe things and you'll try to convince them otherwise, but that's just like, you know, right. It's very pointless to do that. I mean, it's obviously best to try and educate as much as possible, but this show shows that, you know, in a society that believes something wholeheartedly, it's very difficult to get them to see one truth, especially if it doesn't align with their beliefs. And so I thought it was a great episode. We got to see Liam Neeson, who is obviously the creator for those people.
Right.
And he added much needed, you know, flavor to the episode. He
kind of elevated the episode for me. I mean,
yeah.
Like, he kind of, when I saw that it was him, it was like, oh yeah, that's it. This episode just went up on my list.
And then I started to think, yeah, who else is Seth gonna call next? And you know, we have Charlize Theron in the next one, according to the preview. And so
the beautiful Charlize Theron in the next episode. You know, I'm definitely waiting for that episode.
Yeah, and so we have a great show on our hands. We're going to continue to cover it, and I'm certainly going to continue to watch it week in and week out. And I hope you guys agree. What do you think?
I will gladly admit that I had snap judgments and quickly overreacted to this show, and I'm all in.
So you admit you were wrong.
Sure.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Watching Sundays. Flip was wrong, I was right, Orville's pretty good, and we're going to continue to watch it week in and week out. Let us know what you think of Orville so far on the comment section below. And thanks to all of you who have been tuning in to watch our episodes covering Orville. That's been an amazing help for us. And thank you to all of the people who are commenting in the comment section below. You guys are making my argument and this debate a lot easier for me. Just keep on telling Flip, man, that you enjoy the show, and that's all you need to do. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Click the bell notification so that you know when we post new videos, which is usually Sundays. And as always, we'll speak to you guys next week. Bye.